Abuja and Oliver Bakavoma what as a NDC activist no say there na say me follow no Facebook page pa na bisha this post a hold wa wo no we follow the man is very disappointed in some of the things on one kasa ne party NDC na bisha and Minister for Justice the Attorney General eba betri justification the intia so my point is be MPP for starting yeah the omo court what discontinue omo cases no na busia de di makot Dr. Dufo case busia obeka say oh papa no oje tum say we ska but as at now what me to any sika ni mu 60% until my discontinue case no 40 no de onfa it's a 40% no so na ye kana busia enye sika ketwa sika emu edu sika twitwiri deepa na papa say papa no onfa no nko gina home na wabre na bishan ne Oliver Apekasapa na ne de abomensem amano pa because the submission was very brilliant. It was Samson Joyce news far program national bishan which riba to say no the way NDC 4% or more year now they are shielding their own people so we will be ND war case court being a sika corruption related now we are affiliated to the NDC party. The Yanes will be meeting the right people. China, the Attorney General will drop your case. But yet the room and don't remind Mahama Bekatres or Betty Ura operation recover all loot. Now previous abani the HAC loot now won't call for be be discontinued case. So how sustainable it is? Say better has say Ashe say Attorney General sika Ghana sika nkofo area banking sector clean up nkofo sika na ano kra de abusua ato ACN yesi ya money bill yi no F3 obi ya jere no 15 years we because nkofo nko brenye adwuma mu sika nketenkete no munya no wagigi sika ni nyina ede akoma na akoto bank no obusua o madi sika no na odi sika ni pana admit plead guilty say ampama di court a sentence na and I way buyer because we affiliated to NDC intino ya babe mani bail abusua ye nyina ye wo ha ye market asema make say ombe ye court build a case na Attorney General beka kire some years to come or some months to come say case no cry no merit be here to ma discontinue case na abusua ne nko nko to trend because na bufu apapa we are no watch our comment session as
the reason why we limit the extent of related party transactions of the difficulties of recovery. So you might say that, well, it's still loan owed by an individual or an entity. And then we can use the civil term that is non-performing loan. But in fact, what you have done is that you have been able to dip into deposited funds and use it for your own private businesses and refuse to pay back.
May I just say a word very quickly? Okay. I did not say that there were loans given to the shareholders or related parties. I said that these properties were held in trust for the bank, and that when the issue came up, they were disclosed, and that if these were misstatements, there's a remedy and a punishment regime for it under the law. That's what I said. I didn't say there were loans.
So about the point you make, the Attorney General is telling you that, look, I'm looking at the money. I'm looking at the expense the state has to go to seek to recover something. And I'm looking into the future. I'm saying if this matter will take us how many years, by the time we are done, I probably may have nothing, to sort of recover, even if I won. So this is the best way. You say this is a crime for having, make this fictitious sort of booking. That's a crime. So you should be prosecuted. He says, I'm more interested in recovering money than prosecution.
No, this is important. The fact that the Attorney General, and I defer to the Attorney General's logic and how he wants to be able to conduct this matter, says that because of my estimation of the difficulty of recovery in certain matters, I'm taking a different approach, does not excuse criminal conduct or criminal liability. It doesn't. It doesn't grant anybody a moral platform to come and now suggest as if they have done nothing wrong in the first place. And it's as if this is where the rebranding of the conversation is going to. That these individuals are completely infallible, did nothing wrong in this contest, and now look, even the Attorney General is now vindicating them. At no point did the Attorney General suggest so. The Attorney General says, I have looked at the difficulty of how we can recover some of the monies made. And when he's talking about recovery of monies is not relating to the crime of cooking the books. He himself admitted that there was a lot of book cooking that happened. So when he's talking about recovery, he's only talking about money that I can be able to get. There's no doubt, even in terms of the receiver's attempts to recover money from Unibank, that there's been so many challenges. The matter was first struck out, they went to arbitration, they are challenging the arbitration. We're just going back and forth on the process of how we're able to recover the money from.
In 6 years, only 2 witnesses.
This is a question that invites us to be able to relook at our judicial system. It is not a question to now allow other people to suggest that we were always holy in the first place. And that's what I kind of see a real branding of the conversation.
They say that they admitted from the start, from the outset, that this 2.1 billion is money that, you know, was fictitiously
now, you see,
put
I have never
so they haven't said they
I
are
have never held a million cedi before. So when I hear things like it is only 3.7 or 2.3 billion, I quiver in my boots to say that we are talking about huge sums of money. When somebody says that, oh, oops, you caught me, I can bring back the money and be free. What are we talking about? These are huge sums of money. So it's a question of also, again, the criminal justice system is not only set up as a state for the recovery of monies alone. And if the driving logic is that whenever people caught themselves in this case, we take how much we can get and go away, we must think about the repercussions of whether or not we are disciplining conduct within the banking system, generally for everybody, for the posterity. So I have no problem if the Attorney General says, even if we are going to lose this money, posterity and the health of our economy for the long term requires that we must take these decisions and go forward with it. Even in the question of the wage capital, whether even though money has been, well, let's say at the status of affairs now, that the Attorney General says we've lost the criminal case, it doesn't stop a civil case from going forward. A civil case is a recovery which is a bit different standard of proof. So it doesn't stop that. Recovery can still pursue. Civil recoveries can still go on.
And this is a point the Attorney General has affirmed.
Yes.
That is a civil process that it seeks to recover money.
So the civil process must go on. But the criminal implications of individuals within our society that are able to misuse public depositor funds or obscure their use of depositor funds and then invite the state to put in money, so much billions to be able to save them because too big to fail, or must be able to protect depositors because there might be a run on fund managers and other things.
Does it not matter, or does it matter that the bank's exposure to the government was partly the reason they were in the circumstances
I see these arguments all the time. Government borrows money from every bank. The portion of what the government owes the bank does not impair the bank's capital ratio position. Like, it is not so significant as to be an excuse or a red herring that we use to divert the conversation. Yes, the government owes everybody. The government owes individuals who are waiting for tax refunds. It doesn't mean that when they commit crime, you said that you owe me money, that's why I couldn't pay, or I was hungry at a particular time. That's the kind of straw argument that is being set up in this case. So the question is, in the significant time when the decision to revoke the bank, the license was made, was the amount owed by government so significant that if it was paid, it would have saved the bank? No. There's a suggestion, and what you have referenced to, Dame's advice. Dame's advice is not saying that the revocation is incorrect and improper in law. Dame says that his view is that Section 114 cannot lead to the appointment of a receiver or the termination of a license. He's referring to the report made under Section 114. He has not said at any point that the Bank of Ghana cannot exercise its powers. Based on information that was received from the receiver, and say that there's been Section 16 breach, or for which reason I'm going under Section 123 and appoint a receiver, there's nothing that impugns that decision that the bank is capable to make. In fact, the only base, and it's not true that the
Ghana mpanifo amutie me. Sisi yabramo. Yabramo. Obi ko opposition a kwan obefa so be win election hia no. But kwan a wo fa so be o man ye de se ne pa bon nya nasem. Je ono so beba so nso so a je obi aye no wonto aso na afi no ko de aso ko be fon foforo. Medwene ma menti ase. Won ko toa no yonko de ne so nya beka se asomasi ne bo ase na owieye na na ayeden. Donald Trump betena kunwa so mate se ese wayi sojafo pani na afiri ode ne party member abehyewo. Ana praise for pani wasesa no. Je wo ya ono ne office na de no wo ye security no nya nasem institutions for the nation. Ba ya man mu de ye beyi nipa bia sese ye yi no kura adani a asomasi na ne betena wonti so e capable so nye capable ye beyi na fio ne ye the round peg akwache square home. Ali baba ne kasa ma me ye me denti me de Ali baba ekoye interior minister wa bra mini bambo hu nyanse bia na mete ho na ye kunkrofo ma example na me kan yo ya papa mu ntaka se na me ka enkola yi a wo mko wu yi wi sunsun masam firi wa ekwan na no mo nam so net sen enra ye sie nipa dunum ewo asante acho bogu ha ya afena president I issue statement oh fellow Ghanaians e bra so say ye beka kire wo mo mienu nyina say afi we de ye nto aba it is a Kumasi to Accra kwan ana Accra to Huan kwan ana from Winneba Junction to the NDC kwan e na ekum nipa na se wo mo so mo nyama ye ne a ye se ye nto aba na ye den oh abra no so ne etum nika ko to aba se ya wo yetiko what to aba to fa so be no nya nipa ka kra bi na to aba ma wo mo wo kwan komo ne kwan ya wo de wa lecture bobo ya afa so kora enye na ye ti agura aya se ye news aya say breaking news aya say agura enkrofo ma do so 17 dead and gone ni a issue a press releases ahodo unnecessarily wa be betime 2-1 am ye betime prevent bi ye beto on musa enye proactive ni ama asem na kosi afa na knee jerk reaction kikige mu fa wentuwa ye kwa meeting fine kosi yire o sam na kogu enano me nko politics na me kan asem na akire woni dim man politifo ene kusaze fo ntokwa boko minua isaka fra wo se ali man wi abraza munya amomo ene munya tafo na munya bokofo no mo na enya ye de beto amoto man ka bia ma ya mpa asante ni fichiri ene tuo kotoe enso na ekuyo bi dia beto dwa se ye de omo hemfo be nsia abeto Facebook se wo mato omo so yere no munyo won wo meku won wo mo koye complain Emma Manshia Edibi Kobi a central police station approach for no ya omo so omo ya criminologist na wo masua how to protect people no enkrofo nsia no wo mantimi am protect your mama ba ko wu enu achikura na no fiara mo frenya me na etu ase ato ei eti bayi fo ya wa wo nya ni bi ma me na ko se bayi fo ya wa ye ni bi bayi fo ya wa ye ni bi afela musa IGP woni dan nam de cham tum potem ho ya mount barriers ahodo ene okoto aduane di kura ne yesechew na nipa no okura ball no ene wa wotake no hana ne ho odene de okura ball no ho odene because unim ba de ball no efa eti obi a wasai okon wo so no wono o ya ahead of you de obedi bone no wadwene unim nyame ya wadom no obi tia wo na so say ni na sumasi ana obenti ba so ya no ma sorry ya de ada betu social media mo antimi ama mo ban ama ba ko afi no mount barriers ewesi stojafo ye nuanom ne ye wo fa no omo jejina wiem no mo bregu pa wa bra ka mbetwe sia no na de am ya ne say me mikro from ya de ahu wo ne hwe benkum no ma si wachi ubeti na su ubeda we na o me yo say de ye to ate no di force makas match wona meka woni
mitipa
makas ahwe woni mpa
tipa
ye koto aba ye kosala atu aba man krofo so mo nwene maye ba do mo nwene maye madidi no ma de do mo nwuma so asem si wia no ma sanzi wo shi state resources no e di bia to petrol na wala onam wiem ba 30 minutes no lande oba lande na ne subordinates e de cars na motor carry na ye den ye wawo no okọ ye di kan ka cha o say ade sumasi obi so nyana oba ne bone eti de na afu sey ukoya exam nya ma apo no asia feri I rest my case papa accident no kai
me kai pa
okay accident no